Daf Yomi Tractate Sanhedrin, page 73. A. Top of the page, Daf Ayin Gimel Amud Aleph. Top of the page with the words Ve'elu. It's a new Mishnah. The Mishnah says Ve'elu hein shematzilin otan benafshan. And these are the ones who are saved from transgressing, even at the cost of their lives. Harodef achar chavero lehorgo, ve'achar hazachar ve'achar na'amurasa, aval rodef achar behemo, mechalel es haShabbos, ve'ovid zara ein matzilin oisam benafshan. So the Mishnah says that these are the ones who are saved from transgressing, even at the cost of their own lives. That is to say, that these people may be killed so that they do not perform a transgression. One who pursues another to kill him, or if one who pursues a male to sodomize him, or pursues a betrothed young woman to rape her. But with regard to one who pursues an animal to sodomize it, or one who seeks to desecrate Shabbat, or one who is going to engage in idol worship, they are not saved at the cost of their lives. Rather, they are forewarned not to transgress, and if they proceed to transgress after having been forewarned, they are brought to trial, and if they are found guilty, they are executed. And that's the Mishnah, folks. Zok Gemara, Tanu Rabbanon. The sages taught in Braise. Minayin l'roin l'tachavei l'horgoi, shenitan l'tzila v'nafsho t'amaloymo, lo yisamo l'adam re'echo. V'ha l'hachi hu d'asa, hami boyelei, k'tichet d'Tanya. Minayin lo yischaver shu toy v'no, oichai go auto. Or least in boino lov shu chai v'latzilo t'amaloymo, lo yisamo l'adam re'echo. In Hachinami. The sages taught in Braisa from where is it derived that with regard to one who pursues another in order to kill him, the pursued party may be saved at the cost of the pursuer's life. The verse states, "You should not stand idly by the blood of another," Leviticus 19:16. Rather, you must save him from death. The Gemara asks, but does this verse really come to teach us this? This verse is required for that which is taught in Braita. From where is it derived that one who sees another drowning in a river, or being dragged away by a wild animal, or being attacked by bandits, is obligated to save him? The Torah states, "You shall not stand idly by the blood of another." The Gemara answers, yes, it is indeed so that this verse relates to the obligation to save one whose life is in danger. Ela nitan hatzila v'nashim v'nalan. As yibikal v'chayim v'namo aso. Ma namo aso shleba ela l'poigama. Amra Torah nitan hatzila v'nashim roidef achavil hargoya ach kamakava. The Gemara asks again, from where do we derive that one may be saved at the cost of the pursuer's life? The Gemara answers, it is derived by means of an a fortiori inference from the halacha governing a betrothed young woman who was assaulted by a rapist. If, in the case of a betrothed young woman, whom the rapist comes only to degrade, meaning that the result of the rape will be that her status is lowered. The Torah said that she may be saved even at the cost of the rapist's life. Then, in the case of one pursuer who pursues another to kill him, all the more so should say that one may be saved, that he may be saved even at the cost of the pursuer's life. Devei Rabbi Tana Hekeshahu. Hekeshahu, a juxtaposition, an analogy based on a juxtaposition. Ki kasher yakum isharehu urat nefesh uma labanu merseach. But does the court administer punishment based on a kal v'chomer? The Gemara answers, the sage of the school of Rabbi Yehuda Nasi taught, this halacha is also derived from an analogy based on a juxtaposition. How so? With regard to the rape of a betrothed woman is written, but you shall do nothing to the young woman as committed no sin worthy of death. For as when a man rises against his neighbor and slays him, so too with this matter. Deuteronomy 22:26. But why would the verse mention murder in this context? But what do we learn from here from murder? Me'ata now. Makish Ma namo astonditan latzil b'nafshoy. Now the mention of murder became to teach halacha of betrothed woman. It turns out that in addition it derives the halacha the case the Torah juxtaposes the case of a murderer to the case of a betrothed woman to indicate just as in the case of a betrothed young woman one may save her at the cost of the rapist's life, so too in the case of a murderer one may save the potential victim at the cost of the murderer's life. The Tanya Bishmal, the Tanya Bishmal, a Moshiel. Hoyesh Mashbielo. Behold the Shiachol Yoshia. The Gemara asks, and with regard to betrothed young woman herself, from where do we derive that she may be saved at the cost of the rapist's life? The Gemara explains, as it was taught in the school of Ishmael, the verse states, for he found her in a field, and the betrothed young woman cried out, and there was no one to save her. Deuteronomy 22:27. But if there was someone to save her, he must do so by any means that he can save her, even by killing the potential rapist. Okay. Gufa. I think in different circumstances I might have taken this to a whole thing. But for now, I'm going to do part 2. Do part 2. Mm-hmm. Nice.
Amen.